All right, let's dive into one of the most foundational stories ever told, the creation account in Genesis chapter 1. Today, we're going to unpack its surprisingly elegant structure and see how it describes a universe being built, step by step, from total chaos into a perfectly ordered world.
So, you've got this epic opening line, right? It sets a massive stage. But what's really fascinating is that the story doesn't start with a clean, empty slate. Nope. The very next verse tells us that the actual starting point for creation is something way more wild and chaotic.
And this is the crucial point. The text describes the world as formless and empty. So this isn't a story about creating something from absolute nothing. It's about starting with chaos, this unstructured, unfilled, dark reality, and transforming it. That's the raw material we're working with. So what did this chaos actually look like? Well, the text paints a picture for us. You've got darkness covering the surface of the deep, which is just this huge primordial ocean. And then, hovering over these waters, you have the Spirit of God just poised, ready to begin.
Okay, so the first half of the creation week is all about tackling that formless problem. These first 3 days are totally dedicated to building the fundamental structures of the world. You can almost think of it like an artist prepping a canvas, getting the background and the basic shapes in place before adding any of the details.
And what's so cool here is you immediately see this clear, logical pattern taking shape. Day 1, light is separated from darkness. Day 2, the waters get separated by the sky. And day 3, the water is gathered together so dry land can finally show up. See how each day builds on the last? It's all about establishing the basic domains of our world.
The whole narrative has this amazing rhythm to it too. Each creative act kicks off with this powerful authoritative phrase, "And God said." It's like a drumbeat that drives the whole story forward, and it really emphasizes that creation is happening through the spoken word.
So when you boil it all down, what's the big move in these first 3 days? It's all about one core action: separation. Order is created out of chaos by taking this undifferentiated cosmic soup and dividing it into distinct, defined realms. Darkness becomes day and night. One big body of water becomes the sky and the seas.
Okay, so the world isn't formless anymore. We've got structure. But remember that other word, empty? That's the next problem to solve. Now that the stage is set, the story moves into its second act, filling up all these brand new spaces with life and light.
And this is where the structure of the story is just beautiful. There's this incredible symmetry going on. The spaces that were created in days 1, 2, and 3 get filled in days 4, 5, and 6. The light and dark from day 1, it gets the sun, moon, and stars. The sky and seas from day 2, they're filled with birds and fish. And the dry land from day 3, well, that becomes home for the animals and eventually us.
We also see another big idea popping up again and again during this filling phase: blessing and abundance. On day 5, the sea creatures and birds are commanded to be fruitful and increase in number. And that same command is repeated and even expanded for humanity on day 6. The whole point seems to be creating a world that is just teeming with life.
Now, that steady rhythm we've been following, that creative drumbeat, it's been building this whole time. And on the 6th day, it hits this massive crescendo. After the land animals are made, the text just pauses. The tone shifts, singling out one final creation as totally unique from everything else.
The stage is filled. The world is alive with all sorts of creatures. It feels like the story's pretty much done, right? But then, the narrative suddenly changes its formula. It slows down to introduce the final, crowning act of the whole shebang.
And here it is. For the first and only time in the entire chapter, we get plural language. Let us make in our image. This shift is a huge deal. It immediately sets this moment apart, and it highlights that the creation of humankind is something fundamentally different from everything that came before it.
So humanity isn't just created differently. They're given a unique purpose, a job, really. They're tasked with filling the earth, looking after it, and overseeing the other living creatures. They're meant to be representatives within this new creation. This is the final stamp of approval. At the end of the previous days, the verdict was always just good. But now, after humankind is created and the 6 days' work is finished, the verdict is upgraded. The entire complete cosmos is now declared very good. The work is complete. The heavens and the earth are finished. And so the story concludes, not with another act of making something, but with this really profound act of stopping, of blessing, and of rest. The 7th day.
Now, in the ancient world, the number 7 was a big deal. It often symbolized completeness, perfection, wholeness. It signifies that the cycle of creation is officially done. The cosmos is whole, the work is finished, and the story enters its final sacred phase.
And this gives us a really key insight. In this story, holiness isn't just some abstract concept. It's directly tied to the act of resting after completing a perfect, very good work. Rest itself is presented as the final, crowning piece of the entire creation.
Ultimately, the power of this story lies in its structure. It's this deliberate, rhythmic, methodical progression from a chaotic, formless void to a complete, filled, and blessed cosmos. It presents a vision of a universe built not by accident, but with purpose and incredible order, leaving us to think about what the implications of that vision might really be.